hello everybody. We are here with Mrs. Catherine Poletti, the co-founder of the UTMB long time ago with Michelle Poletti. Today what's the decision? We were talking with Michelle just a couple of weeks ago in carrerasdemontana.com and trailrunningSpain.com. We were talking with him and he was telling us that you were just studying 3 different options in order to know if this 2020 UTMB was gonna be there or not. But first of all, just wanted to check with you, how are you? How are the things in Chamonix these days?
Today it is a beautiful weather. The mountain is wonderful. So today Chamonix is a beautiful place, very quiet, because very quiet, nobody, but the nature is ready, is beautiful, maybe a little bit arrogant because we cannot go in.
So you have also in Chamonix lockdown, like in some other places in Europe. How is it feeling? Can you go out outside for a walk, for training, for doing some running?
Oh yes, we can do around 100 kilometers around us, but we cannot go in Italy because Italy is closed until now, and Switzerland also.
Okay, so let's go then for the UTMB. Everybody was expecting to the May 20th. Everybody wanted to know what could happen with UTMB. We know that there are lots of races that needs to be cancelled. Some others just moved to autumn, winter this year. And then when we were talking with Michelle a couple of weeks ago or so, you were just checking and discussing with governments and internally about 3 different options. The first one was to have a reduced UTMB. We don't know really what you were thinking about that. The second one was to move the date to the autumn or winter, just to another date this year. And the third one, and which is the one you have chosen finally, is to cancel the event for this year and move it to 2021. So what was the reason to make that decision? And allow me just to translate you something in English and in Spanish for our Spanish people when you talk.
But in Spain, you know exactly what it is. If we want to come in Spain today, we need to leave alone for 14 days before to do something, and it is the same on the other side. But today, when we decide to cancel, it was just because all the other solution was not good solution, and this one is the less worst solution. I'm sorry to say that, but my English is not so easy, and so if we decide to postpone in the autumn or the winter, there is a limit when it is impossible to come in Italy with big collars, because Grand Col Ferret and Col de la Seigne are not we are not able to go by foot. There is too much snow, it is too late, and we cannot organize to turn around the Mont Blanc. It is the first thing. If we do it just a little bit after the August, just in September, and the next days in September, it's very hard to organize. It is not a good idea for the communes, because the season is finished, the school begin again, and there is no tourists. And it is not good also for the partners, but because our main partners is Colombia, and all of the collections are finished. The collection of summer are finished at this moment, and they begin already. They have begun already the winter season. So it was a very bad solution for everybody.
Yes, so let's.
A lot of runners are unable to come. They have no vacations at this moment because it is a travel that you organize for a long time, and you have the plane, you have the travel, you have the hotel and everything, and it's not so easy to say, okay, you come in 15 days. It is impossible for a maximum of persons.
Okay, thank you, Catherine. I'm going to translate this to Spanish just for our Spanish audience. So, hemos preguntado a la señora Catherine cuál ha sido por qué la decisión de no aplazar, de no hacer la reducida o de no cancelar. Y bueno, nos ha comentado que tras revisarlo internamente y demás, decidieron que no se podía aplazar principalmente porque tanto en España como en otros países el sistema está un poco colapsado en estos momentos, no se puede viajar de un país a otro, no había seguridad e incluso dentro de los 3 países en los que UTMB se corre, Italia, Suiza y Francia, en Italia había bastantes problemas para pasar durante la carrera y por otro lado estamos hablando de moverla a octubre, noviembre, con la consabida de que hay ciertos cols de ciertas montañas en las que iba a haber mucha nieve, el invierno es duro por esta zona y que iba a ser un poco complicado correr allí. Okay, Catherine, then there was another option that could be to make a reduced UTMB. That's something that Michelle told us that maybe you could say, okay, we can do a reduced UTMB. What that means? What you were thinking about on that?
I think today we are not completely ready to give the details, but in the same time we are 3 months before the real date of UTMB, and 3 months now is a very long time, and maybe and surely the conditions will be different. We don't know which will be these conditions. But there is one thing where we know very well is that all the trails around the Mont Blanc are open and it is possible to access. But there is also another thing we know very well is that we work with new technologies to organize something who is able to make a big meeting of everybody around the earth, to do something different, maybe each person in his own country, where is he? Because maybe the Spanish person are able to come in France, but I don't know what about the person of California, of USA, of China, and of everybody, everywhere in the world. So because of that, we want to make a very big meeting, solidarity meeting for a cause very biggest than UTMB, which is the possibility to do something different for the rebirth of outdoor sport, of trail running, with the possibility to meet together, to be near the nature, in the nature, and to do something all together.
Ok, pues nos cuenta la señora Catherine que están pensando en hacer un UTMB, digamos, virtual, lo traduciremos como virtual, en la que cada persona en su lugar de procedencia, ya que no se puede llegar a Francia, pues pueda correr el UTMB virtualmente este agosto. Bueno, será una opción en temas de solidaridad y demás. Nos parece buena opción, a ver qué tal sale. Imagino que ya nos irán contando más detalles. Then, Catherine, as you said, we cannot going back on there, but we heard just in the last week that the tourims in Chamonix has been opened again. How does this affect the UTMB cancellation in the tourims in Chamonix? Because everybody knows that 10,000 people just running in UTMB 1 week in Chamonix, plus friends, families, etc. It's just a really, really large movement for the tourists in Chamonix. So do you know, or I guess that you have talked with the tourism governments and so on, just to see the impact on the tourists that the cancellation will get?
I think in the short time it is a big impact, negative impact, but I think in a long time it is better like that, because today we cannot associate the country, the Mont Blanc, to a negative image. I think it is a bad idea. And in the same time, a lot of runners are able to come back, not waiting for UTMB 2021, but they can come for ski, for doing many other things. And of course, UTMB 2021. We know that, but we need to accept the conditions. And this year, we tried to make the UTMB 2020, but we are not finisher. And another year, the next one, we will be.
Yeah, so for the Spanish people, le hemos preguntado a Catherine sobre el turismo en Chamonix. Sabemos todos que UTMB tiene un gran impacto durante una semana en Chamonix, hoteles y demás. Le hemos preguntado que si habían evaluado el impacto y bueno, Catherine nos dice que ha sido un impacto bastante negativo, pero que ella piensa que sería más negativo si se corre la carrera y que al final el impacto será más positivo si podemos dejar una carrera limpia en 2021 en la que todo el mundo pueda correr y pueda ser un finisher de UTMB 2021. In correlation to that, Catherine, we have heard that you are allowing the runners to have to run in 2021, 2022, and 2023. They can choose if they want to keep. But the question of every runner, I was gonna run this year as well. So the question is, what happened with the points? Are you keeping the points? We have to run other races over the world where we don't have the races at all. Are we keeping the points that we have right now? How is just the way you wanna do the inscriptions next year?
So for the point, we understand and we know that there is quite no races in 2020. So, and we are the first, we understand that very well. So because of that, we decided that you have to choose the next year to be more flexible, and in the same time, to run UTMB 2020, you need to have your point in 2018 and 2019. So for 2021, you need to have a point of 2018, 2019, and maybe 2020 if you found
a race. Bueno, pues acabamos de preguntarle a Catherine que obviamente, como ya sabéis todos, para los corredores que no vamos a poder correr este año, nos van a reservar plaza en 2021, 2022 y 2023. Y le hemos preguntado a Catherine, como todo el mundo se pregunta, qué ocurre con los puntos y si va a ser necesario conseguir nuevos puntos o van a ser válidos los puntos que teníamos anteriormente. La contestación es que obviamente no hay prácticamente carreras en las que podamos competir. Con lo cual, si para 2020 los puntos eran válidos los de 2018 y los de 2019, pues probablemente para 2021 tendremos puntuación válida de 2018, 2019 y 2020 si ocurre que alguien tiene dorsal. And then we also have another question regarding this. So you are moving all of these people to 2021, but according the way that UTMB select the people to run, we know that there could be some people that they could have the place for 2021 already. So what that means? Imagine that everybody wants to move their bid number to 2021. You also have some people waiting for these 3 years, or because they have already run by UTMB races or whatever. Do you expect to increase the number of bid numbers to next year, or how do you want to manage that?
I think we have a promise for the runners of 2020 and who are unable to run because UTMB 2020 is not possible. So the priority is for the runners who were registered in 2020 and who choose to come and run in 2021. And after, if the runners who had a priority for 2021, we postpone it in 2022.
Ok, bueno, le hemos preguntado a Catherine qué ocurrirá para todas esas personas que tenían plaza asegurada para 2021. Pues ya sabéis que la manera en que el sorteo de UTMB funciona, puedes correr carreras by UTMB, que te dan la puntuación necesaria y entras directamente sin sorteos. Gente que tras 2-3 años tienen plaza asegurada para 2021. ¿Qué ocurriría si hubiera un overload de gente para 2021? Si habrá incremento en el número de dorsales o no. Nos cuenta Catherine que no, que por supuesto todo aquel corredor que estaba en 2021 y que no haya podido correr y que quiera correr, en 2020, que quiera correr en 2021, tendrá plaza preferencial en 2021 y que si no hay plazas disponibles para esa gente que tenía prioridad en 2021, se le pasará a 2022, lo que nos parece bastante lógico. Okay, Catherine, so I think that we have covered most of the questions that we have on the people that read our webpage and so on. We are all very, very sorry that we cannot go to UTMB. This would be my 3rd year going to the UTMB just as a runner as well. I was trying to run UTMB last year, but I have to withdraw in the 100 kilometers. So we will have to train, and we have now 15 months to train for the next UTMB, which, okay, it's nice to have a bit more room.
Keep connected.
Yes. So
the best thing I can say to you is keep connected.
Thank you very much, and we are looking forward for any news on this virtual race or something that you want to make probably at the end of August.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to you.
Gracias a todos.
Bueno, le iré preguntando en español y en inglés. Como sabéis, el español es el segundo idioma del UTMB por número de corredores. Y bueno, pues vemos que hace un día estupendo en Chamonix. Lo primero, le voy a preguntar por el impacto económico de la cancelación de UTMB en Chamonix. He estado hablando con los responsables del teleférico de la Aiguille de Midi esta mañana y me han dicho que si estos días lo normal serían 2.000 personas al día, ahora están teniendo 200. Eso hoy. Abrieron al turismo el día 16 de mayo. Vamos a ver cuánto dinero pierde Chamonix, porque las carreras de montaña son una gran palanca de desarrollo. Catherine, I talked to the guys in charge of the Aiguille de Midi this morning. They told me that the standard people would be around 2,000 per day this time of the year, but they are getting only 200. So it's a tremendous hit for Chamonix, which reopened tourism May 16th already. Now, according to our numbers, the non-celebration of UTMB is going to be a terrible hit. I remember the first year I was there, 2008, I went to run CCC. I finished the 100 kilometers. You were there at the finish line to clap my hand. In fact, you were there for every year until one year you just fainted. You couldn't take it because it was like 20, 30 hours. Oh, how many years were you at the finish line, clapping everybody?
Now I am sometime, but during 1 week, complete week, it is impossible for me because, I am just human. And, I'm not a robot. So I do what I can. I'm present, but in the same time, there is so many persons, so many other persons who organize around me. The team now is really strong, really involved, and they make a very good work. And I'm not alone. I speak today to you to represent UTMB, but in the same time, UTMB is not only me. It is a lot of persons who work around that all during the year.
Bueno, le comentaba que yo llevo yendo a UTMB desde 2008, he terminado CCC 2008, UTMB 2013, TDS 2016 y recuerdo que en 2008, después de que yo hiciera toda la carrera, Catherine estaba en meta para chocarnos las manos a todos los corredores y que lo estuvo haciendo varios años hasta que físicamente no pudo más, un año se desmayó. Y bueno, me dice que, pues gracias a Dios, ahora son un equipo muy grande y que hay muchísimas personas que forman parte de UTMB. So, the economic impact, I think, according to my numbers, quick calculation, when I went in 2008, I had problems, Catherine, finding an open hotel on September the 1st because they were closing, remember? So I had to get an apartment. Now, probably that weekend of August is the highest weekend of the year for Chamonix. Yes. I would say 10,000 runners with 50,000 friends and family with 250,000 night stays. What's the impact? Is that 30 million, 40 million euro? More, less? Do you have any study?
It's difficult because we didn't make all this survey. The only survey we made was asking to the runners, and the runners are not the only person who spend money around the Mont Blanc, and so because of that, I know there is a very big impact, but not only about the stores, not only about the hotel, not only about the restaurant, but for an example, all of the person who work only during the season, they have 1 week more. So that make a lot of job, for this person, for the person who, the guides and the person who accompany in the mountain, and for a lot of person have I'm sorry, I just look for my word, and many person have a job because of the UTMB. So I know that in the same time, it is because of the tourism. And now you said that the Aiguille-des-Midi was closed and was open just from some days, a couple of days. And there is only 200% because there is no tourists. Today you can know that in Spain, because today it is impossible for somebody who wants to go out of Spain or go in Spain to the borders are closed, quite closed, because you need to spend 14 days out alone before to do something else. It is the same time today with Italy, because the borders are closed between France and Italy. The borders are closed between France and Switzerland. Maybe, and they announced, and they will confirm it in the beginning of June, maybe it will be open in June, but today it's not.
Okay. Bueno, nos dice Catherine que sí, que efectivamente podríamos hablar de eso, 10.000 dorsales, 50.000 acompañantes, familias y amigos, 250.000 de pernoctas, el dinero que pueda dejar eso, más todos los empleos generados que no son directamente imputables a esa estancia, pero que hay que dar servicio. La siguiente pregunta sería, realmente, ¿cómo se ha fijado ese reembolso del 55%? ¿Vale? Porque la referencia que tenemos los españoles es que, por ejemplo, la carrera vecina en Andorra ha devuelto el 70% y eso ha supuesto un problema, mientras que en España casi todas las carreras han optado por devolver el 100%. Ahí hay que tener en cuenta tres cosas. Ha habido carreras que han podido devolver el 100% en España porque las soporta un ente público y ese ente público es el que paga esa pérdida de dinero porque hay gastos que ya se han incurrido. Dos, su sponsor, su patrocinador, sea aquí Salomon o allí Columbia, es el que paga ese dinero perdido, o es la propia organización, como en el caso de las 100 millas vascas, en Millac, la que asume perder ese dinero, sean 40.000, 50.000, 100.000 euros, lo que sea, y devuelve el 100%. Ahora queremos saber cómo se ha tomado la decisión de que fuera el 55%. ¿Ha sido automático o ha sido después de un apoyo del sponsor o del territorio? How did you reach the decision to reimburse 55%? Was it a fair split of what the expenditure has already been done? Or did you get some support from your sponsor or from the government, as races in Spain have done, so they could reimburse more than they have actually spent already?
No, today, because UTMB is in 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So today we engage only we have to pay the teams. Mm-hmm. Because there is a team, a very big team, who work from the beginning of the year, each month, and also our press agency, and all that we have to pay it. So I think the fees engaged today is maybe 45%, because we are 3 months before the race. If you look to Mont Fuji Ultra Trail, they reimburse 28%.
Okay.
Because they are 1 month before. So they engaged already some invest, and we need to be fair with the runners, and to be fair with the runners, because we can do that. We look that it was possible to reimburse 55% of the registration, and in the same time to guarantee the reservation of their own place. They choose which year in the 3 next years, and in the same time for the qualifying point we take care of 2029. 2020 is a white year. They enable. So in 2021, for the qualifying point, they just need to have the same point than this year. Plus, for the one who find the race to run, 2020.
Ok, bueno, me explica Catherine que básicamente han intentado ser lo más justos posibles y hacer un cálculo real de lo que habían gastado en el personal que trabaja todo el año, haciendo la web, haciendo la redacción, el equipo de promoción, la agencia de publicidad, y que esos eran sus números a falta de pocos meses para la carrera, que ha habido carreras que han podido devolver menos dinero todavía, como es Ultra Trail Monte Fuji, el 28%, y carreras como Maratón Mont Blanc, que han podido devolver algo más, que han devuelto el 80% en Chamonix. Ahora, la siguiente pregunta, Catherine. En España, muchas carreras físicas que no se han podido celebrar, han lanzado una carrera virtual para que los fans pudieran vivirla, e incluso en los Estados Unidos un gran emprendedor estadounidense, si nunca faltan, el negocio americano, ha creado la carrera que cruza Tennessee y cobra $64 por apuntarse, tiene más de 6.000 personas apuntadas, ha creado un proyecto con una facturación, un beneficio que puede irse a más de $500,000 sin hacer una carrera, o sea, solo virtual. Se ha planteado en España, por ejemplo, las carreras que se han hecho no son negocio, ha sido con inscripción gratuita. Se ha planteado UTMB hacer una carrera virtual, y si hacen una carrera virtual, ¿será gratis, será 100% charity o será para compensar pérdidas? Catherine, I'm saying that in Spain, most of the races that were not able to go physical chose to offer a virtual race for the fans. In Spain, they did it either free or for charity, but in the United States, we have seen the Tennessee project, which charges $64, 60 net profit and 3.6 in sign-up fees, and has got over 6,000 runners already, so it's good business. Are you considering a virtual race? And if so, will it be free? Will it be for charity? Or will it also generate profit as the Tennessee project?
Today, I cannot give many details about we will do, because of course we don't give up. We don't give up. We continue to work, we continue to think and to find a good solution with new technologies. But I think it will be not to profit to UTMB. I think it will be for a cause, something biggest than us, like to work for the planet, to work for the rebirth of outdoor sport, for the rebirth of trail running, for example, because now trail running is not possible with a barrier or distanciation. It is not possible. And as soon as we will be clear, we are able to explain what we imagine, as soon as we have the details, and probably not before the beginning of June, because we need to wait to know what happened with the borders. And we want to make a big meeting around the planet. Everybody who is not able to travel, maybe do something in his own thing, but a big meeting around the planet for this big cause, and for the planet, for the outdoor sport. And as soon as we know, keep connected, and we will be explain what we can do.
Okay. Bueno, me comenta Catherine que tienen claro que no será por negocio, que lo que hagan será para financiar un proyecto de relanzamiento de las carreras de montaña, de nuestro deporte a nivel internacional, porque ha sido un golpe duro para todo el deporte, y que a partir de junio nos podrá dar los detalles para esta gran reunión de todos los apasionados por las carreras de montaña a nivel virtual. Última pregunta, last question. When I talked to Michel a few days ago, he told me that you look to UTMB as a legacy to pass on to your children, that you would not consider it, for example, as a sellout like we just saw from Ironman. Do you think, we just saw the case in Andorra, it had been passed on to Lydia and her sister, but they chose not to go on after the stress, the tremendous stress of this year. So Andorra has just announced that the classic organizers of the first 11 editions will not go on after handling it on to their children. Do you think the stress of this such a huge event would be too much for your children and your legacy? They may choose sometime to stop or not.
We say that we are beginning to transmit to our children the operational, all which is operational. But in the same time, even if we are not so young now, and nobody is youngest than before, but in the same time, it is a patient, so we are not going away. We stay with them, but in the same time, maybe a little bit less operational. About the future, you speak about Andorra, and in the same time, we have a very good connection with our partners. We take care of them, and I saw the article of Andorra, and it seems that they are not good connection with their partners, and we have that. We speak with them, we work with them. They are not really only sponsors, they are partners, and we work all together. And now we are speaking with all our partners to find the best solution for them and for us.
Ok, bueno, le preguntaba, ellos ya han anunciado, Michelle y Catherine, que su proyecto a largo plazo no es nunca vender el UTMB, sino pasarlo a sus hijos como un legado familiar. Y yo le preguntaba si no podría ocurrir como en Andorra, que cuando hicieron ese traspaso familiar, pues la enorme presión de organizar este año ha hecho que Lidia Martínez, como responsable, decidiera renunciar. Y me comentaba Catherine que el caso de Andorra y el caso de UTMB son diferentes porque la relación de Andorra, y una de las razones de que renunciaran es que se habían visto solos, no se habían visto apoyados por sus socios. De hecho, hay un problema de reclamación de subvenciones entre el gobierno de Andorra y Sim Magic, mientras que en el caso de UTMB, Catherine entiende que ellos trabajan codo con sus partners y que no se verían solos, se verían apoyados, y por lo tanto que eso es también una baza para que sus hijos se sientan apoyados y acompañados en ese traspaso. Well, thank you very much. Just a personal question. After all these years, I have been going to UTMB for 12 years, ever since 2008. I've got 3 finisher vests. They're very different. This is, let's see, 2008 CCC, soft shell from the North Face. This is 2013 UTMB, your classic Polartec fleece from North Face. And this is a galactic one from Columbia, TDS 16.
But you know this one, it is with one of these which is so appreciated. Tried it when it is cold, it is humid, and in the trail running, you have sometimes this kind of conditions.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, do you have any favorite vest from all these years? Would it be this, for example, or would it be a different one? This is the one from 2016, the metallic one.
I think it was the first one, but it is a really new product because this product is breathing and also very waterproof. So it is a really new product. But now I remember that a lot of runners didn't appreciate in the beginning to receive this jacket. But in the same time, some months after, they really appreciate it because they could try it with bad weather, with cold weather, and at this time they say, okay, that's good.
Okay. Bueno, le preguntaba, yo he terminado CCC, TDS, UTMB, y bueno, le pregunté, son 3 chalecos completamente distintos. Para mí, tengo mi favorito. Le preguntaba si ella tenía algún favorito. Dice que bueno, que cada uno es diferente, pero que curiosamente este metálico de 2016 fue el primero de Columbia y que, aunque a mucha gente al principio le pareció raro, luego cuando han visto que da mucho calor y que protege de la lluvia y del viento, pues le han ido cogiendo cariño. Así que, en fin, muchísimas gracias, Catherine, y espero que podamos vernos pronto en Chamonix. Merci, Catherine. Será un placer, and I hope we can see each other soon back at the Alps.
As soon as you want, Sergio. But in the same time, keep connected.
Good. Merci. Au revoir.
Au revoir.